Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Director's been quite busy. A little thing called marijuana rollout she's been working on. So great job. So I am very pleased to be here at the Ohio Fire Academy to discuss volunteer firemen and women of the state of Ohio. And I think everyone knows that this has been a challenge in the last few years. Appreciate very much everyone being here. I want to acknowledge Representative Miller, Senator Schaefer, and other members of the legislature who continue to work on this problem and help us. Why are we talking about volunteer firefighters today? Well, according to the National Volunteer Fire Council, if you look at the national numbers, some 65% of all U.S. firefighters are volunteers. 64% of the nearly 30,000 fire departments in the U.S. are all volunteer. In 2020, the number of volunteer firefighters in the U.S. reached a significant low. This presents a challenge in itself, but when you consider that call volume of those in need of fire services, or EMS, has more than tripled in the last 35 years. Just think about that, more than tripled in the last 35 years. And of course, the great bulk of that is not for actual fires. The great bulk of that is for medical assistance and help, which we look generally to our fire departments to do across this country and across the state of Ohio. We are not immune in Ohio from this shortage of volunteer firefighters. We're experiencing the same thing as every other state is. Approximately 70% in Ohio of our fire departments are volunteer. The number of volunteer firefighters in the state is decreasing, while the number of calls these Ohio departments receive is increasing, and increasing significantly. In 2022, I created the Volunteer Fire Service Task Force to look at this very problem and to look at the needs Ohio's volunteer fire service has and what we can do to help. That task force, and we have some of the members here today of that task force, released its report in February of 2023. In it were a number of important recommendations to help improve volunteer fire service throughout the state. Fire Marshal Reardon will, in a few moments, share more about the progress the state fire marshal has made in accomplishing some of these recommended steps. So he'll be giving a report on that momentarily. But I do want to highlight one essential step we're taking and we're announcing today to turn the tide and restore the number of individuals volunteering to fight fires across the state of Ohio. Beginning today, public service announcements, PSAs, will begin to air across the state, encouraging everyday Ohioans to become extraordinary heroes by serving their communities as volunteer firefighters. We'll view these PSAs in just a minute when Fire Marshal Reardon speaks. We believe that there are many individuals within the state of Ohio who are really unaware that of this significant need for volunteer firefighters. And many of them do not realize that they have the ability to volunteer. Today, that lack of awareness, we hope, will begin to change as these PSAs and advertisements begin to appear on TV screens, computer screens, and mobile devices across our state. Right now, there are approximately 400 that we know of, probably more than that, but 400 open positions with volunteer fire services across the state. I know very few fire departments that are not, volunteer fire departments that are not looking for more people. It's significant, and I want to point this out. These positions are not all for citizens who want to fight fires. There's other positions in there where they can be of great help Departments throughout the state need volunteers to write grants, volunteers to serve in procurement, volunteers who conduct other administrative work. So to keep a fire department going, there's just a lot of different tasks. Doesn't mean you have to respond and go out there and fight the fires or provide the medical care. There's other roles that will be very, very valuable for your local fire department. If you have these skills and you have some time to volunteer, I strongly urge you to do that.